Nobody saw it happen. No cameras, no witnesses, just a tired woman at an airport, and a decision that changed two lives completely. Her name was Ruth, 58 years old, and she had no idea that what she did in 3 minutes would find its way back to her 20 years later. It was a Tuesday in November. Ruth was late for her flight home, the kind of tired that comes from years of carrying too much alone. That's when she saw the girl, maybe 19, sitting on the floor against the wall, crying in that silent, desperate way that means a person has used up everything they had. Ruth almost walked past. Her flight was boarding. She stopped. She sat down right next to the girl on the cold airport floor. She said, "Hey, talk to me." The girl's name was Melissa. She had run from something Ruth could barely repeat. No ticket, no phone, $40, and nowhere safe in a city she didn't know. Ruth listened to every word without interrupting. Then she took out her wallet, placed it in Melissa's hands, and closed the girl's fingers around it. She said, "There's enough to get you somewhere safe. Don't argue. I have a flight to catch." Melissa looked up with red eyes and said, "I can't take this. You don't even know me." Ruth stood and said, "I know enough." She missed her flight by 4 minutes, waited 6 hours for the next one, never told a single person what she had done. Life moved on. Her husband passed 3 years later. She retired at 64. Books, her garden, the quiet of a woman at peace with herself. Then one Saturday morning there was a knock at her door. A young woman stood on the porch, composed, but with eyes that had seen hard things and come through. She said, "Are you Ruth Callahan?" Ruth said, "I am." The woman said, "My name is Melissa. 20 years ago in Chicago, you sat on the floor next to me, you gave me everything in your wallet, and walked away." Ruth went very still. Melissa said, "That money got me to my aunt's house in Nashville. I finished school. I became a social worker. I have helped over 200 women in situations just like mine that day." She pulled out an envelope and said, "This is everything that was in your wallet, with interest. But that's not why I came." She looked at Ruth and said, "I came because you didn't ask me a single question before you helped me. I needed you to know what you started." Ruth held that envelope without speaking, for a long moment. Then she said, "Come inside. I'll put the coffee on." Some people change the world quietly. No announcement, no recognition. Just a decision made in 3 minutes that grows in someone else's life for 20 years. Ruth never thought of herself as remarkable, but Melissa did, and so did every woman Melissa ever helped. Subscribe to Story Nation, and tell us in the comments, has a stranger ever done something for you that you never forgot?